So it's time to create some examples of studio settings. You can also create at home, and I will walk you through it. Also tell you what kind of decisions I'm making and why I'm making them. And all the information of the other parts will be in there as well. So guys, this is one of the settings. It's really easy. It's a clean setting with a white sheet of paper pasted to the wall and to a table. It's really clean. It's in a quarter of a round shape. And the light at this moment is placed on the 45 degrees, which I explained to you in the beginning. It's a little bit higher and it's tilted down like the sun. It's a construction light, like I told you before. If you have one of those, use that one, it's really handy. With this one you don't have any context, so there's no information surrounding it. It can be really nice, it's really clean, and I will show you how. For instance, we want to photograph this bottle. You can place it here. Make sure not to place it all the way at the back, because the background is already going up there. Place it somewhere over here. You see you have nice shadow, and there is no information at all. So if I would photograph like this, I will get my phone, go down. I'm putting my my elbow into my knee, so I have some extra stability. I hold it with two hands. Make sure that my flash is off. I don't even zoom in. Just hold it like here. Make sure to tap it, that you know that part is sharp. Make a photo. Hold it with two hands. Make a photo. See that it's made, and then you have your photo. Of course, you can also do it with a different kind of color. The color may depend on what kind of subject you have and what kind of color your subject has. Think about if you want to photograph something white, don't photograph it on a white sheet of paper, because then everything will be really flat. If you choose white or choose black or a different kind of dark color, you get contrast and you will see your subject better. Same goes for here. I have an orange piece of tape. Like I already told you, I placed it like this. So if you place it like this, it's really flat. Make sure to position it in the best way that you can see the shape of it. Now, for instance, like this, you see something in front, something in the back. I like the combination with the blue. And well, the light is still the same as with the white one. I'll get my photo camera with it. With this one, maybe a little bit more, it's nice to zoom a little bit in, because like you see, you get a really weird distortion. This is much more bigger than the back. If you zoom in a little bit, so you take some distance, you zoom in a little bit, then there's less distortion. If you tap this part, you see this part is sharp. With the iPhone, you also have a sun next to it. You can say, I want it to have a little bit lighter, I want to make it a little bit darker, but you can also make it automatic. So with this one, hold two hands, say click, and there you have it. So the second setting is a setting which is also really clean, but with a little bit more depth. Still no context, but we're going to create a horizon. With a horizon you can have some more information about how the 3D object is in context. So for that you will need an even wall. For the white one is of course simple, and for this example we're going to use the white one. Place a table underneath it, or something with a flat surface on top of there. If you don't like the surface of the table, you can always put a piece of paper on there. For now I'm going to put a piece of foam to create an horizon. And instance, I'm going to take the bottle again. I still have the same light as before. With the bottle, like you see that now it's totally front. If you place it a little bit to this side, you see a little bit more of the how it's shaped. So you see it's a little bit more thin. If you have it like this, you don't know how the shape is in the back. With this one, you see where it ends. Also think about what's your main part of your subject. So now my light is coming from there, but this is my main part because here's the logo. So it's quite a difference if you place it like this or you place it like this. But still, with this side you also have the same information as tilting it to the other side. Something to think about. If you create a horizon like this, if you place it to the back, you will see a shadow on the wall. If you don't want that, place it more to the front and the back will be more nice and clean. So we're tilting it a little bit like this. And my phone, hopefully you guys can see it. Like you see, the construction light is coming from the front. It's nice and light, it feels like a sunny day, nice hard shadows. And if I make a photo like this, there's a lot of space around it. It is quite nice because you have the shadow, it's not only this part. If it was only the bottle, you could do it like this. Or zoom it in a little bit. Also think about where the shadow is stopping. So it now stops at the horizon. If you place it a little bit towards you, you can see there's a bit more space over there. And like I showed you before, if you place it a little bit more here, then you will get a bit of a weird shape of the shadow, but it's something to think about. So you have to make that decision, but be aware of it. That's the most important part. Okay. So I like it when it's a little bit more here. It's nice and clean in the back. Two hands. Make sure to tap where you want to have it sharp, and you make a photo. If, for instance, you don't like the hardness of the shadow, you can create the softbox effect like I told you before. So this is the hard light, sunlight directly onto your subject, hard shadows, like you see here. If you don't want that, you can put tracing paper in front of your light, or a thin piece of fabric. I have something else, it's similar. It's from IKEA. It's a plie curtain. And I'm going to use that and put it in front of the light. You can see the difference onto the object. So I'm now putting it down. I don't see, and you immediately see that the shadow of the bottle is softer. So a hard light and a soft light. Of course, you will lose a little bit of light. That's something to keep in mind. But if you see the photo, it's still light enough. Be careful with a construction light like this. These will get hot. That you don't put it against the light, because they can melt stuff. In this setting you can also make a nice combination with a different kind of color, depending on the color of your subject. And you will have two colors. So with the one before you have one color, and here you can have two colors. So for now I only put a piece of paper at the bottom, but you can also get a piece of paper onto the back and create two colors, so one in the back and one in the front. If you do that in this way, you will see that you will have to take a little bit more care of the horizon. So the horizon now has a high contrast. So where it was white at the back, white at the bottom before, now you really see where the horizon is at the subject. So if I tilt my camera like this, you will see quite a different effect than when I have it over here. So I like it to be quite in the middle, so I'm zooming in a little bit so you don't have the lens distortion. I tap it over, I hold it with two hands for the stability, tap over there, that I know that it's sharp, place the horizon in the middle of the hole from the duct tape, and I place click. So for example, I have a white subject and I placed it on a dark piece of paper so that it stands out, and I'm going to make a photo. I twisted it a little bit to the right, because if we do like this, then you don't know how the shape is in the back. If you see it like this, then you get a little bit more information. I point my camera over here, maybe a little bit zoom in, tap in the middle where I want to have it sharp, two hands for stability, and I make the photo. If you like the hard lines of the light, but you think the shadows are too dark, you can choose to create a fill light. Like I told you in the other movies, you can do that, for instance, with a reflection screen. And I already showed you my do-it-yourself reflection screen with a piece of wood. So I have a white side and I have a silver side. So with the white side, if you place it on the side, you have to search, but you probably already see it a little bit, is that you have to search for the bouncing of that light onto your subject. So here you see, if you look at this side, if you think this is too dark, you can make it a little bit lighter with a reflection screen. It's easy to ask somebody because you have to make a photo. Of course you can put a book or something over here so that it stands, but sometimes it's easy to ask a roommate or a family member to help you out with the reflection screen. If you use the silver light, you immediately see it's harder reflection, and it's a little bit, there we go, I think it was something like here, and you have some, it's less even, so it's less equal lit, but it can be an effect you like. So again, white side, it diffuses, it lits, but you have the nice hard lines, but the dark side of the subject is a little bit lighter. So with this setting, we have this similar setting as before. So my light is still construction light, 45 degrees, a little bit higher, tilting down like the sun, hard shadows, same white wall, same black paper, same object. The only thing what I did is create some distance from the wall behind it. So that means that the light is only shining onto my subject and not on the wall anymore. And what happens is that all the light is going to your subject, so it really stands out. I will show you the difference. The only thing you need is that the wall in the back is wide enough. So if you have a small wall, then you will see more in the back from the surrounding. So make sure if you take some distance that you also have the space in the back, because otherwise that part will come onto the photo as well. The same approach you can use in a context. So now we created an area which was really clean wall, clean surface, but of course you can put it into context. You can put it into, you can go outside, you can photograph in a meadow, you can go in an old factory building, I don't know. It depends on what fits your subject and what fits your vision or your story, but to highlight your subject into a context which can be very busy is the same approach as here. So if you make sure you put your light onto your subject and create some distance from the surrounding, and the light only shines into your subject, then your subject will stand out. If you don't have any portable light when you go outside, you can also create that focus with the reflection screen. So with the reflection screen, like we said, you can create it as a fill-in light. So here in this setting you can see my construction light is the sun. If you're outside, you have the sun. So that's your key light. With your reflection screen, you can fill in. So what you can do is, by creating a second light, you can focus on your, create focus on your subject. So guys, this was it for now. A few of the basics of studio photography which you can create at home with some stuff you probably have lying around. If not, they're really cheap to buy at an Action or at a Solo. Paper, of course, you can buy at the art supplies or depots. They're still open, so be creative. If you have questions, please email me. I will put my email in the video. if you don't have it yet. Also, if you have an item where you want me to focus on, please let me know and I can create a new video. So, let me know. I'm here to help you guys out, and I hope that this video made some sense for you. Bye!